This is Catherine from Literacy Volunteers of Charlottesville, Albemarle. For the speaking and understanding test, this is our beginning of the interview and questions about you video, set 3. If you're using our English for the Interview handbook, we are on page 9. All right, so our first question for today is, how did you become a legal permanent resident? This is another way to ask, how did you get your green card? Notice the start of the question is how. How did you get your green card? So for most of our students, there's 3 ways that most of them have gotten their green card. For some people, their answer will be, I was a refugee. I was a refugee. It might be, I have an SIV, Special Immigrant Visa. You can just say, I have an SIV. Or it might be that your answer is, I was sponsored by a family member. So again, the answer is different for different people. How did you get your green card? How did you become a legal permanent resident? All right, so then our next question, that question was how. Our next question is when. When did you become a legal permanent resident? Remember, when means time or date, right? So we've got a calendar to remind us for the when question here. We're using a calendar to remind us. When did you get your green card, right? So maybe your answer is in 2019, right? You don't have to give the exact date. If you remember, and you can say June 25th, 2019, great. But as long as you can say the year, like in 2020, in 2018. You could also answer this question using ago. So you could say 5 years ago or 7 years ago. Okay? All right. Next, they might ask you, what is your basis of eligibility? Another way they might say it is, how are you eligible to apply? What they're looking for with this question is, have you had your green card for 5 years or more? Or have you had your green card for 3 years and you're married to a U.S. citizen for 3 years? For most people, these are the 2 possible ways that they are eligible. So what is your basis of eligibility? If yours is green card for 5 years, right, you could say, I have had my green card for 5 years. On the application form, they are also calling this general provision. This sort of means that this is the most common way that people are eligible. The general way, the normal way is that someone has had their green card for 5 years or more than 5 years. If you are 3 years and married to a citizen, you could say, I am applying as the spouse of a U.S. citizen. Or you could say, I have had my green card and been married to a U.S. citizen for 3 years. Okay? All right, so let's practice. I'll just ask and I'll give you a moment to practice your answer. How did you become a legal permanent resident? When did you become a legal permanent resident? What is your basis of eligibility? Okay, we'll see you next time.